A new victory for the Syrian armed forces in their operations in the Damascus countryside. The army has seized control of the Shab'a town from the foreign-backed militants who positioned themselves there since the unrest broke out. Our correspondent Muhammad Ali has filed this exclusive report for us.
Next to the highway that leads to Damascus International Airport lies Shab'a town, a perfect hideout for the foreign-backed insurgents. For months, the insurgents took positions in this area, terrifying the civilians and taking over their houses and shops. Now, the Syrian armed forces have restored security to Shab'a, killing a large number of militants and pushing the others out.
Armed men have been present in Shab'a since the beginning of the unrest. They strengthened their positions here because of the town's strategic importance, as it stretched along the Damascus International Airport highway. Now it's fully under our control.
The insurgents captured this apartment, put up signs that read "The Police Department" as a sign to show they govern the area. The food they left behind is a proof that they were surprised by the Syrian army's operation. Bodies of some of these Takfiri militants were still on the ground when we arrived, and their flag shows they belong to the Al-Qaeda-linked the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant.
Thanks to all of the armed forces, we killed a large number of Takfiri insurgents. We pushed others out. They sabotaged the people's shops and apartments. We will continue to hunt them down.
Army units continue to comb the streets and alleys of Shab'a to make sure they eliminated all threats, especially on its borders, where militants who were pushed back could attack again at any time. Now the Syrian army units are targeting the foreign-backed militants who are still spread around Shab'a, mainly in Bir al-Asafir. Militants who managed to run away escaped to Hutaytat al-Turkman and Mleiha orchards. By securing the town, a large part of the international highway became safe to pass through. Insurgents were using the high buildings that overlook the highway to shoot with snipers at cars. Muhammad Ali, Press TV, Shab'a, Damascus countryside.
Well, Muhammad is joining us now live from Damascus with all the latest updates. Muhammad, we did look at your exclusive report right now, but tell us what other or additional information you may have at this point. And from this stage on, what are the major challenges now that the Syrian armed forces are facing in their attempt to drive out the militants from the entire country?
Yes, Huma, it was a very important and strategic battle, the one of securing Shab'a, because it is very close to the highway of the international airport of Damascus, where foreign-backed militants were using the tall and high buildings of Shab'a to use their sniper guns and attack the civilian cars passing through this highway. Now, this highway from that part near Shab'a is secured. The army at the moment is continuing to implement a siege, perhaps surrounding the foreign-backed militants and completing the siege that surrounds surrounds the militants who are positioned in eastern Al-Ghouta and all the way down south of Damascus to the villages and areas near the Damascus International Airport, such as Al-Ataybe, Deir Salman, and others. The plan of the Syrian army, after, of course, implementing this siege, is to attack them and start attacking them village by village and town by town in eastern Al-Ghouta. As you know, there are clashes happening on a daily basis in parts of Damascus countryside, mainly those that are very close to the capital, where militants try to enter from there. We are here speaking about Jobar, Harasta, Al-Qaboon, and Barze. Those areas continuously witness fierce fighting between foreign-backed militants and the Syrian army. So every day we hear about more victories of the army. Today it was Shab'a. There was also clashes in Harasta and Douma. Harasta and Douma, the main strongholds, as you know, for the foreign-backed militants. However, we can speak about Shab'a in particular. This is where we were today, Press TV team. The Syrian army found more than 25 explosive devices spread on the streets that were set by foreign-backed militants before they were killed or before some of them ran away. Those were dismantled. There was also a 200-meter tunnel long inside the village over there. We also learned from the Syrian army that there was also a 500-meter long trench that stretches along the highway of the international airport, also where militants used to hide in and use to attack the civilians on that main highway. So Huma, it is actually the army continues to fight those foreign-backed militants, and we have to note here to everyone that because the Syrian army laid a siege on those militants in the eastern Al-Ghouta, and because of the pressures on them, this is why we heard that the United States was threatening to attack Syria, because they need this pressure to be alleviated on them.
Our correspondent in Damascus there, Mohammed Ali. Thank you very much, Mohammed.